Hi, my name is Aitan Ilyasaki, and I'm a licensed professional counselor here at Naya Clinics. Today, I'd like to talk to you about 5 tips to help manage social anxiety in the new normal. As everything is starting to open back up, it can feel liberating. You may have already started filling up your calendar with events you want to attend, social gatherings with friends and family, places that you've always wanted to see, and so on. As you see your calendar is starting to get filled up, you may feel a bit anxious as you try to fit in the new normal. Jumping back into a social routine with so many things still unknown poses feelings of uncertainty and fear. You may find yourself wondering if you will ever be able to hug your colleagues and friends without putting anyone at risk. Will you ever feel safe again without having to wear a mask? Will you ever be able to travel without having to go through so many different checkpoints and safety measures at airports? What will weddings and celebrations look like in the future? Going from one end of the spectrum of having a highly present in person social life to the opposite side of the spectrum where everything is suddenly virtual can be detrimental to your overall well being. This can cause people who are normally outgoing to become physically withdrawn. Certainly, jumping back into a social routine after quarantining can pose its own set of anxiety. So, what do you do? Today, I'm going to talk about 5 simple tips that are proven to put your anxiety at ease as you start to be more social. Tip number 1: allow yourself to accept your feelings. Now, let me explain. It is good to feel anxious and scared as you are facing uncertainty. Allow yourself to feel anxious and scared as you navigate the new normal. Let yourself feel these feelings and accept them with compassion so that you can outgrow them. Keep in mind that the entire world is coming out of this pandemic, and it's not something that we face every day. With all the uncertainties, no one truly knows the right way because it's still being figured out. So here you are, practicing social distancing and partaking in safety measures set by the state and country guidelines, but you still feel anxious and scared. Know that it's normal reaction to feel that way. You're allowed to have your own reactions about the situation. Instead of trying to fight your feelings or simply letting them control your decisions, understand they are part of you, they're not all of you. Which brings me to tip number 2: take it easy. As you start to venture out in the world, be mindful of not overdoing it, as that can be risky. Practice gradual exposure to mitigate your fears and anxieties. What that means is give yourself the chance to do something small that may trigger little feelings of anxiety. Then give yourself the time to let that anxiety settle. The idea here is not to put yourself at shock by doing everything all at once, but rather what you want to do is take baby steps to go through the experience in small doses at a time. After a few times, you'll see that your feelings of anxiety have lessened or completely vanished. By exposing yourself gradually, you're putting yourself in situations where they become familiar. The more familiar they become, the fewer feelings of anxiety and fear you will experience. Let me give you an example. Think about the last time you went to the pool. Did you jump in or did you slowly get in the pool? If you jump in, you would notice that your body goes through a shock from the cold water because you're standing outside in the heat and then you're jumping into cold water. However, if you slowly get into the pool, you don't have the same experience. First, you'll put your feet in and you'll feel the cold water, so you'll stop until it settles. and you no longer feel that coldness. Then gradually, you put your body in. First, you feel the water is a bit cold, maybe not as cold as the first time. Then you adapt to it, and it no longer feels cold. The more you get in the water, the less colder it feels each time. So you continue to do this until you're completely in the water and your body has adjusted to the temperature. It is important to move at your own pace without letting your fears and anxiety hold you back from moving. Knowing that your feelings of fear and anxiety are a form of feedback. They're there to guide you in keeping a steady pace that works for you so that you don't end up harming yourself. Tip number 3, challenge your negative thinking patterns. Negative thinking fuels negative feelings. Think about it. When you imagine an anxiety provoking situation, you find yourself thinking of all the bad things that can go wrong. Ultimately, these thoughts incite anxiety. The more negative thoughts you choose to believe are true, the more your feelings of anxieties will grow. Eventually, you find yourself in isolation, not wanting to participate or do anything. The next time you find yourself caught up with a negative thought, don't believe it just yet. Challenge your auto thinking by replacing the negative thought with a positive one. Tip number 4, practice self care. I can't stress self care enough. Allow yourself time to decompress and process your emotions by doing things that are relaxing and promote emotional and mental wellness. For example, practice deep breathing, journaling, take a bath, share your feelings with those who are closest to you, your friends, your family, your neighbors. Go for a walk. Do the things that calm you down and boost your good moods. Doing these th- Doing these things stimulate and invigorate feelings of goodness. Let me put it simply. Just like exercise is important to your physical health, self-care is important to your mental and emotional health. Just like exercise helps you build muscles, which makes you stronger and more physically equipped, likewise, self care helps you build emotional and mental strength to overcome any obstacles that come your way. That takes me to tip number 5, ask for professional help. If you feel like you're unable to assimilate back into the new normal world alone, you may want to consider seeking support from a mental health counselor. There is no shame in asking for help from a licensed professional who can assist you in exploring your feelings and support you throughout your journey. We are in the new normal together. Mental health counselors are available to you at Naya clinics to inspire you to become the best version of yourself. So, there you have it, the 5 tips that will help you manage social anxiety in the new normal is allow yourself to accept your feelings. Take it easy. Challenge your negative thinking patterns. Practice self care and ask for professional help if you need it. Thank you so much.